All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Kill a Kill, Episode 1.
Oh, yeah. This is
all
happening.
Right. We're
This
doing a
is
trigger
happening.
show.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I feel like this is kind of apropos to mention. We have seen Gurren Lagann.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple shows out there we constantly get comments on of like, have you watched this yet? Have you watched this? And we're like, yes, we watched anime before our channel and stuff.
Right.
But Kill a Kill has always been one of those shows that we've heard, like, we should watch. And we've heard,
Yes.
like, it's a good show. And it's kind of the beginning of Studio Trigger.
Right,
So,
yeah.
like, we need to watch it as fans of stuff like Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
But, like, other than that, I just know that there's a lot of like ridiculousness to it. There's some fan service.
Yeah. There's apparently a fair amount of that.
And other than that, I no real idea. Main character's a girl.
And
That's about
right. And apparently, I believe the premise for this show was how far will cosplayers really go?
Oh, there you go.
Like-
There you go. Oh my god.
Because at least I was at Anime Expo and I saw some Kill la Kill cosplayers, and mainly I saw one specifically. Everyone at the con was freaking out, but yeah.
That image is forever like imprinted in your mind.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, we've heard a lot of hype, we've heard a lot of excitement, and why not start now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, I'm gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ooh, Honoji Academy. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Class 2A. Dang, okay.
All right.
Yep. This is true. Whoa! What the heck? Oh my gosh! Kamakuri Ira!
I love the spikes and everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Wait.
What? Animation! Oh my gosh!
Okay. All right.
One star ultimate uniform, okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So clothing-based powers.
Yeah.
Ineffective.
Yep. My clothes are stronger than yours.
Oh.
3-star rated. Ha! Oh! Jeez!
Awesome. I love it.
Oh my gosh! Another character. This is amazing! Very tasteful indeed, yes. Yes. I love the voice acting.
Yeah.
Kiryu and Satsuki. Okay. The light that doth shine forth from the president.
Ah, and this is her?
Yes. Whoa, we very much salute in yes.
I love that it's like, this person is the student council president.
Whoa, okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, this is being very unsubtle.
Yeah.
I mean, such as Trigger.
Okay, this is how you do 3D.
Yeah.
This is how you do 3D. Okay.
What the heck? Transfer student! Of course!
Matoi
Ryoko.
Ryuko.
Ryuko.
Yeah.
Jeez. And the pinnacle
right.
of society.
Yeah.
Wow!
Awesome.
Only had thorns like a thistle. Okay. Wow. Just the over-the-top nature.
Wait. Peel and all, she just took a bite out of a lemon.
Yep, that's the kind of person she is, I guess.
Did that kid run a circle around her? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure you have.
Your turf, huh? Oh my gosh.
So our main character is going to show how badass she is by beating up a bunch of little kids.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, hey, they think this is their turf. That's our specialty. All right. Ah! That's one of the students.
Yeah.
What are these holds? I'm late for school. There's this wacky dystopia to this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's great.
yeah.
Because they have to redo that shot. You know,
Yep.
just to...
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Wow. Jeez.
I mean, this is a Nazi future after all.
Yeah. Of sorts, right? Like, how literal are we supposed to take that?
I'm pretty sure it's literal. They said the Nazi Republic established a democracy in the post-war.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
I'm just gonna call her Mako.
Yeah. She is all over the place.
She is the source of exposition, though.
Wow.
Wait. What was the random air raid
Yeah.
effect?
Is that just like telling them to go to recess, or...
As on cue, here's the top dog. Four Devas, okay. So there are three others just like him.
The school uniforms.
So this is the progression system for them to attain power. Gotcha.
Okay.
Long story short, they're awesome. The very top, yes.
Dun dun dun.
And they're really making sure we get the names by reintroducing them.
Oh! Dang! Okay. Cool.
She has a sword.
Yeah.
Scissor?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it is. It is basically like, yeah.
That looks like it would be very inconvenient to wield.
It's facing the wrong way, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh! Fukurada Takaharu. Just straight into the action. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. And his is only 2-star.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really follow you.
Whoa.
What the heck? She did.
Wow. She got the crap beaten out of her.
Ah, but you do know how.
To wield the scissor power.
Right. Oh. The
Okay.
one thing, though.
Uh-huh.
Meaning that... Whoa.
I love it. I love it.
Alright, I love this show. I love this show. Like, all we've got already. Mm-hmm. And I
it's
love
fantastic.
it. Yep.
Was that sewing machine stuff, but on its side?
Was it? Who voices him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the pretty boy.
Mm-hmm.
Head of sports.
Okay.
Intelligence and tactics. With the glasses. All the tropes. All the tropes. It's amazing. Of course. Of course.
Num. Ah.
Oh. Should recognize the last name. Oh, family.
Ah.
Yeah, her old home.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Dang.
Gotcha. They're really throwing... Whoa!
Whoa!
Is she gonna find out what's in Dad's basement?
Oh. Oh,
Wait, and
dang. That's the school teacher.
Yeah, that's the school teacher. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
They're really just having everything be fast.
Like, everything is super fast. Yeah.
Just manic.
Jeez. Whoa.
Is this gonna be something where, like, her blood... Yeah.
Oh, something got her blood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nani?
Wait.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I guess so. Who cares about that? So this is some special weapon, basically, because
Right.
Clothes equal power. So
Specifically uniforms and stuff.
yeah, uniforms. But this one's a sailor uniform.
So now she's gonna return in full force,
Right.
pissed off and ready to fight.
Whoa! Jeez!
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's
Okay.
effective. That's effective, though.
I'm so sorry I borrowed this.
There's so many things happening on screen at a given
Yeah.
time that it's crazy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it might be a slim chance, but it's a chance.
Right.
That's what she's worried about? Wow. Oh boy.
Let's put a...
They're actually gonna batter her too?
Jeez! This one's got guts. I think it's both, that she's stupidly gutsy. Of course, of course. Rule of cool, here we go.
Yeah.
Was she getting like an upskirt shot, like right in that moment as she like landed on
Right.
it?
Oh!
Of course. Yeah,
Wow.
yep, saw that coming.
She sets her up as a statue.
This rotating shot is kind of fun.
Huh? Oh yeah.
What? Suddenly in a boxing ring? Oh no!
Yeah.
Telegraphed attack. Can't work. It's a drill!
Wow, they're
it's
already
a drill!
going to
It's a drill!
attack, yeah. Nice. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, dang. After this among activities, the gloves are with the spikes. He's like, his eyes like looking down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yep, there goes your glove.
I guess your drill wasn't as hard as you thought it was.
Oh! Whoa. Oh. 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 No, of course not. Whoa!
Oh,
the
so this is the
music!
song that... Okay.
Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh, I thought she was gonna take out his nuts.
I thought so too.
Stripped of the will to fight. Indeed. Indeed. Wait.
Is she like absorbing its power or something?
Yeah, yeah. It was like a thread, you know?
Uh-huh. The crimson thread of fate.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, you didn't.
I love how they were so prepared to like
Yes,
get in the way
yes.
and stop everything. Oh, and he's trying to run.
No, I think he was gonna get into the ring.
Oh, gotcha.
The presentation just... Yeah... And she knows. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
What an episode!
That's the first episode, alright.
That is a first episode!
Okay.
Holy crap!
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Like,
Well, now we know why everyone started saying, "Don't lose your way." once
yeah,
we found
like
out that
I think I've heard that song like in like
meme videos,
or
yeah.
like not even that, just like that shortened part of it. The "Don't lose your way,"
Yeah.
da da da, something something,
which
da,
is
da,
a pretty
da.
awesome like bit to have in a song, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But oh my gosh,
Wow.
like I feel
Wow.
like you were catching more things than I was because you were
It was
focused
coming
on
so
looking
fast.
at like not only the subtitles and reading it and stuff, but like what specific things were going on in the background because there was
was a
very
lot.
little time between scenes.
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
could showcase the frame and not
Like that bit
move on it.
where they showed the moped or whatever, and
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was the sign, the paper on
Sorry
it.
for stealing.
Yeah.
Wow. Trigger, Studio Trigger.
Okay.
All right, let's see if there's any end credit stuff. What?
All right. So
What was that episode?
that was
so
wonderful.
Insane.
I love it so much.
Oh.
Because okay. Here's the thing. I love it when there's a good first episode that like gets a lot of stuff across in a way that works, right? Because a lot of
Right.
times when you front load too much stuff in the first episode, it can get clunky. But the fact that they basically, one, it's a way of complimenting your audience of basically having everything be so fast, right? And they're just trusting that you'll keep up with it because
Yeah.
it's manic. But
Totally.
like now I get how like say you haven't seen this, but the Little Witch Academia short film that started the whole thing is one of my favorite examples of like a beginning to a story because it's just very concise and all that stuff. And I feel like okay, now I get it a bit more like this because this is like it's Trigger's style, I guess.
Yeah, it was inspired by this basically.
Yeah, and I think they came out at right around the same time, and they're not like it's not quite as manic, but the oh man, this like
Guys, like we have so much to talk about. Okay, so with the way this episode starts,
Yep.
we have a teacher who we now know to be at the very least somewhat of an important character tying
Right.
back to the family of the Matoys.
yeah.
So
if that ends up being like her dad like secretly alive or something though, that like they would
I don't think it would actually do that. I think it's
Yeah.
actually going to be like his brother or something.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go and break this down. We have a expositional dissertation kind of presentation from
Yep,
the class of the Hyojin Academy,
Something like that.
and they're talking about the rise of Nazi Germany to power.
And how they won, apparently.
Yeah, and in this AU, this is essentially what came of this area of the world, at least. Now, this is something that they cleverly did, and I think that this is something interesting, was they showed the shot of the city and the panning out,
Yeah.
but they made a very clear representation that Ryuko came from other places.
Yes.
And the thing is that this city and the school and all of that,
Yeah.
their whole little hierarchy set up, their little pyramid scheme and all that, is all that they have control over. So far as what they've shown us.
Well, right, but that's what the class president has control over.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
right.
no, I get it. But what I think they're also trying to bring up is that she's coming in potentially from maybe a world that does things slightly differently. Or they all do things in their own vein of this kind of fascist rule and order meritocracy
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But it is kind of a jab at that whole structure, I think. I just want to point that out
sure.
as right out
Yeah,
there, right
yeah.
out the gate, that they're all like acting big, and the era guy is all like, I will maintain order
His
in this way.
introduction
Was amazing.
was incredible. Like the fact that he just bursts in and how
He's
they
stretching to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
in the...
Like the fact that they are constantly changing his size,
Yes.
but then they have like basically his army of faceless, like basically like Nazi soldiers almost, but they're just like what, student volunteers that work at the school or
I
something.
think they just have enough of a reason for Satsuki to give them Ultima uniforms that they're
Right.
like, yes, now we owe our lives and everything in a
Yes.
mindless servitude, loyalty to
Right.
our class president.
Yeah.
It's so meta in such a funny way because this is a whole thing basically just a gigantic high school. Like if you think about it.
Yeah.
It
It is straight up a high school, and this is what all the ridiculous like pomp and everything that they did for
yes.
like Okay,
Oh,
this is the
yes.
high school recess time. Oh no, wait, hold on a second. Someone is bad-mouthing the high school. Worse, bad-mouthing the class president.
Nani?
And the class president makes the rules here. And they rule with an literal iron fist or several, you know. Like, okay, think about it for a second, Caleb. One, okay, show versus tell. The show did both excellently. They told when they needed to and made it very fast.
Yep.
So that it was comical almost with how over the top it was.
Yes,
right?
Mako was basically the expository character, and she was just wonderful.
Yeah,
every
just showing up and being
was
like, "Oh yeah, we're best friends now." Wait, what? Yeah, we're sitting next to each other, so we should be friends. This person got kicked out. That happens sometimes. Blah 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 blah. And then she just sets up her binder, like her notebook, and then just like sets out her lunch, eats it all, falls asleep, and you know all that stuff in like the span of a couple seconds, like. And okay, I like this is jumping all over the place, but I love the fact that when she was kidnapped and everything, and she was worried that like her panties were going to be shown.
It's like, no, I didn't wear my sexy panties.
I didn't wear my
today."
sexy panties today. Like,
There's that aspect where Mako's character is one that you don't really understand whether or not she's really brave or really stupid, or
something else
both,
entirely,
or something else
Yeah.
entirely. Yes, I have to say that the voice acting in this show is something different.
it's fantastic.
But it's not that it's just innately good. There's something unique about it.
Well,
all the
for one, it's fast.
Well, that's one thing about it. Yes, the characters are speaking exceptionally fast, but also you hear something similar in tone, I would say, to everyone that is in the okay,
Like
so
just part of the school kind of a thing?
part of the school hierarchy. Now, excluding Satsuki, she actually sounds a little bit more normal. She sounds a little bit more the tone I'm talking about.
All right, I totally didn't pick up on that. But,
So
I mean,
so you go over to Ryuko, and she has a very different tone as well.
Yeah.
From the whole school.
Totally not a high
setup and
schooler
everything.
type voice where it's like, oh yeah, I'm not at all a woman in her late 20s to early 30s.
Well,
you know.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about tone.
Yeah.
In her voice, there's something that's just Jane. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little
Devil
bit.
may care kind of.
Yeah. Like there's something edgy about it.
Oh yeah,
but also something.
She started out eating a lemon, like.
I get that. I'm trying to make a point here.
Yeah.
You keep derailing it. The thing is that there is a specific tone of almost drone-like, kind of robotic aspect to the voice acting of the people that are in the hierarchy structure. Okay. And then those that are, and I might be reading way too deep into this, and then those that are students, like Mako. Mako is a very unique, you can't put her into any of these categories. But then Ryuko and Satsuki, they actually sound like kind of similar in that they both sound normal, but condescending actually. Condescending spunk and condescending like cold.
Like upturned nose kind of a thing.
Well, not even that. I don't hear any of that like nasally like, oh yes. It's more of like this is matter of fact. This is almost like what's her name in FMAB? The Wall of Briggs.
Oh, yeah. Olivier Armstrong?
Olivier Armstrong.
I mean,
it's
they both do the same pose, and she was like, you know, at literally like at the very top of a very high place with an army of, you know, soldiers,
right.
You know, underneath her. So I get that. There could be some inspiration there.
Yeah, I also think it's very cool that while Ryuko comes in and she has this air of like her character being just so confident, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's also this part where she's getting into the whole basement thing of her parents' or place, or her father's place, or whatever, and like from then on, while wearing this outfit, she has the constant blush on.
Oh, gotcha.
The character.
Well, okay. No, that's a bit of realism. Like,
well, no, but that's the thing is that normally when characters have a a point where they're embarrassed or something like that, it flashes. It just kind of goes up and it's
gotcha.
gone. Hers is constant, like almost throughout the rest of the episode.
I mean,
with what she is wearing, I totally get it. But it was almost a contradiction of her character.
Gotcha.
From where she was in the beginning.
Which is interesting because at the beginning, like, she's set up as this badass and all that stuff.
Right.
And she is, you know, but then she promptly gets the snot beaten out of her in short order by this dude that she then later goes to punk in the very same episode.
Yes.
Can we just talk about how amazing all the different stages, like the number of stages they had in this episode was ridiculous. Because one, they had the whole introduction of just, this is, you know, post-Nazi, you know, whatever, right? And then they had the whole bit of the person that stole the uniform, right? Which they used to showcase what the uniforms do and all that stuff, and the 1 to 3 stars and all that stuff. And they reiterated it later just in case we didn't catch it, because they do it very fast. But they had that guy get beaten in the humiliation and all that stuff. And then they went into the whole introduction of Ryuko as a character, which they did very quickly. They did the whole thing with the kids trying to mug her and all that stuff, right? That was over very quickly.
Tying the brother of the gang to Mako to introduce Ryuko
and when she gets
to
into
the
school, and then the issues at the school, and then the fact that there's the fight. She loses the fight. She goes. She gets a new power. She comes back. She kicks butt, and then, you know,
she basically gives the confrontation, like, stare down of this is my goal as the main character.
And we also got a backstory in there. So
very brief,
but
we got the context of it based on what Ryuko said, and also a little bit what was shown in that we'll probably have a little bit of a mystery element to this.
Possibly. I mean, we could freeze frame all, like, the flashes of images and stuff that they did.
Well, I think that you're right, is that the scissor blade has another half, and it was basically stated in this episode. But I think for the most part, everything happened so fast. But that the blade was something not only used to kill the father, but that basically she has the first clue already in the scissor blade itself. And she can just stick around in the school, I think, maybe.
I mean, they could try and make her leave, I guess. We'll have to see how that goes.
I almost think there's going to be this weird sadistic, like, because there's the shonen aspects of this where it's going to be a little bit of a battle show of her probably working her way up the ladder to eventually fighting Satsuki.
Who knows how long that will actually take, though, considering how this episode went.
Like, good point. But if they make it a story with some school drama focus in there, and characters like Mako get a lot of screen time, it could be about understanding not just why she has this weird outfit thing that talks, or how to use it in the typical kind of shonen battle training stuff, but also why the world in this setting is the way it is, what her father died for, why her father died, and or who the father's killer was, and whether or not it will be something more than just like, okay, yes, one of the characters we've already been introduced to did it, like Ira or Satsuki. And it's like, oh, okay, now it's, you know, kind of simple and obvious. Or will there be some extra layer to it? You like, we were thinking, what if that teacher is actually the father still alive?
Yeah,
and
like,
we're like, nah, it has more weight if he's actually dead.
Yeah. But at the same time, he knew about the house, he knew about the basement. So
I think he's a family relative.
Yeah,
I think he is probably her uncle.
Yeah, I'd say that's a safer bet. Yeah,
and the uncle is. It's unfortunately it's a trope, so it makes it a little bit predictable. But hey, this is the thing. Did you guys realize how many freaking tropes they were making fun of in this episode alone?
Yep. There
were so many. So many.
Yeah.
Like, and to talk about the transfer student thing for one.
And that was in the snap of the fingers. Like, they just flashed her over the screen when they introduced her. Oh, and again, the shots of the 3D and all that stuff of going from the specific part of the school to out and then over the whole city and then to Ryuko.
When did Soul Eater come out in relation
Soul Eater
to
was 2008. And that was Studio Bones.
Right, but this was then made after
this was 2013.
So I wonder if that shot, that panning out shot, paid a little bit of homage to because it's a school. It's also a three-dimensional kind of pyramid
3D
shaped
for the school specifically.
Yeah, kind of ziggurat type structure.
The really impressive thing though was just all the objects that they passed. It wasn't just like some big single object. There were a lot of different things in there.
There were layers, man.
Layers. Like the clothing doesn't have. And then but
it's only skin deep.
But this okay. So I don't think you've watched any of like Trigger's mini-series, like Inferno Cop or Space Patrol Luco. Yeah. But they have a style of basically being, except they're more like bare bones budget, but they have that same zany kind of stuff, and they basically just pull whatever into the story that they want to have, and there isn't really any plot that makes any sort of sense.
Sure.
But it's just a fun romp. I did not and would not have ever expected them to do such a similar format with a show that has so much money behind it.
Yeah, you realize how much animation was in this episode, guys?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It must have cost them so much money to get.
And I mean, they probably aren't going to do the same level over the whole show. It's not going to be for every episode, right?
Most shows generally front load a lot of their animation in the mini scenes, like the not necessarily as important scenes, to attract viewers to watch the whole thing.
And granted, this is their breakout show, so it makes sense that they would be putting a lot more,
effort,
elbow grease and everything into
they
it.
have to prove themselves here.
Exactly, right. But wow. Yeah.
I really liked how, while the show was very, very unsubtle, that's not a word, there was nothing about the show that was subtle in how it was delivering kind of the setting for the world.
Sure.
I think actually the show is starting to look a little bit more subtle in the themes of what this show is about.
Okay.
Now, I think we need about 2 more episodes before I can concretely say which of those themes are actually important and which ones are just kind of thrown in there or might just be able to be inferred based upon biases that I bring to the table or something like that. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a wait on discussing that. But I got vibes already from just the way that they were structuring the society and having an outsider come in to shake things up a bit, mess up the established order. She has a connection point to some character within the whole thing there, and that whole thing being so forced in a funny and meta kind of way in order to showcase that it is important for the grand overarching story, I think is something where this is a classic coming of age story. And it's a classic a classic coming of age story in that we have a character who's coming in confident and is probably going to have a little bit of a
moments where she's not.
A little bit of a breaking down.
Yeah.
A little bit of I would say a transformation sequence.
Well, or you might say that at some point she might lose her way.
Oh.
I don't know where I got that from.
I don't know where I got that from either.
It's just pure creative ingenuity. I pulled it out of thin air,
But that's the thing, is that there's something about the way they set up a climb, an obstacle for this girl to overcome.
Sure.
And they're putting in like a lot of I don't really know how to describe it.
No, I
would say they're putting in a lot of like specific kind of anime tropes to throw in her path, but the things that seem to actually be really important for her are all these little aspects of her character that contradict this persona that she projected as she entered the academy.
Which again, that ties back to the whole "don't lose your way" thing, because like the fact that they put that song, right, which is pretty clearly the song,
like
right?
an important song,
in the first episode. Well, one, that's just impressive that they did that, because again, the first episode they crammed a lot of stuff into there and made it work. But also, the things that are introduced at the beginning of the story are very important. Well, and just overarching a lot of the times. So the fact that they brought that up, and they specifically, because they did, like, the amount of time that the song was playing was not much, but they made sure to focus.
7 seconds.
Yeah, they made sure to have that part of the "don't lose your way," right?
Yeah.
So that would would seem to say that that is a core theme of it, and that and the whole idea of losing your way, that is a big thing from the standpoint of growing up. Like,
Totally.
so yeah, I would say you hit the nail on the head there.
But so we have all these side characters.
Mm-hmm.
We have all these people in the hierarchy that are 2-star, 3 stars, or
Right.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is them, because we get to look at this and we kind of go, "This is all silly. This is absurd. This is ridiculous."
They're talking about we're going to make like fried lobster or whatever out of people and all that stuff.
But you also realize that they're trying to say that this is what anime can poke fun at, the idea of a fascist meritocracy, meritocracy society, would look like. But the thing is that Satsuki gives all these Ultima uniforms to people based on their merit to the society, the school, and what have you.
Sure.
But where do those come from?
Well, it did seem like I noticed bits on the tower spire part or whatever on the spire.
Oh, you mentioned sewing machines.
Yeah, there were like sewing machine like needle like setups on the sides.
Right.
So it could be that they basically produce them, So clearly they need to seize the means of production here.
But on a more serious note, this is something that is set up immediately as a question that the show doesn't necessarily have to answer. Well, now, here's where I think it kind of does, but it also kind of doesn't. Is that the show is set up in that this is just the way thing works, and Mako is basically like, blah, 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 blah. This is the exposition. Get with the program so we can move the story along. I'm like, yes, I love this. This is hilarious. It's very meta and it's very self-aware. But the thing is that when you point towards a pinnacle, when you have the entire visual storytelling narrative point towards this pinnacle point, and we see a human being that, to be fair, kind of in some ways reminds you of like a Ryuko that's like cold, and maybe she lost her way. You look at Ira, for instance, and he couldn't be any more opposite than Ryuko, right? Yeah. Right? You look at well, you kind of look at the 4 devas, or as they were called, and they all look like anime tropes. They all look like very You have the meathead, you have the smart guy, you have the moe girl, and you have the sexy boy. Right. Those 4, they look like they came straight out of a million other anime and have their own fun trigger kind of look to them. Sure. But the thing is that Satsuki feels like she actually feels unique. Like, there's something about her that I'm like...
I mean, it makes sense, because if she's the big bad right now, then you want to give her more focus than the others, because she's more important.
But she's set up visually, I think, to be a personal rival to Ryuko. Yeah. But the thing is I don't look at her and go, yeah, she's the mastermind.
Well, okay, so there was something that they mentioned, and the whole thing was so fast, so I didn't catch a lot of it, but they mentioned at some point that it wasn't just that she was the class president, or student council president, but she was also the daughter of, I believe, that they said, they made some mention of like a chairman or a chairwoman or something like that.
Oh, okay. And so I want more on that.
That's where I think the stuff is, and that would also explain the uniforms and stuff, because it would make sense that, like, okay, as much as this is anime and the student council president is God in the school and all that stuff, well, they are like... They're just in a managerial position,
exactly,
right? They aren't actually like the executive authority and all that,
right?
So they could bring up the parent figure or whoever it is.
Yes, and now I'm trying to get at something that I feel like the show is like trying to be, in some ways, a little bit Gurren Lagann, but not. The whole thing is shaped like a drill. You realize that.
Yeah, and they had the very first person attack her with a drill attack, and it went right through her. So it's almost like, okay, that alone I love, because it's like they're saying, yes, we are the people who did Gurren Lagann, even though it was at a different studio and all that stuff. We're doing something different. This is very much Gurren Lagann, but it also very much isn't. Like
I also think I saw like core drills actually like in the background at multiple points. I was is that
a
I'm not
lot
gonna
of
say
them just
anything.
had spikes and things on their armor or their uniforms or whatever.
Right.
And spikes, like, they kind of look like drills. I'm just
Everything's
saying.
a core drill. But
Yeah.
but seriously, I think that this show, the way it can slow down, the way it doesn't have to have every episode this manically fast paced, is that they get into the world, and that this place is just a drill. It's just a spot.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the end all be all. And I want to see more world building stuff after, I'd say, about episode 3 or 4, when we can get into more of the, okay, why are things the way they are? Why are we in this walled off
Right.
circular? Oh wait, no, that's just the top. That's just the top of the.
But let's be real here. Gurren Lagann was a huge hit.
Huge hit,
Right?
Huge hit.
And I feel like from what we saw from this one, they were basically taking the things about Gurren Lagann that was, known about Gurren Lagann.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we're going to recreate it so that it's its own original thing, but at the same time, keep all the stuff that made Gurren Lagann popular and potentially dial it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
The ridiculous antics that Gurren Lagann was known for, they totally dialed it up. The fan service, they totally dialed it up. The just from what we heard of the song "Don't Lose Your Way," that definitely sounds like a Gurren Lagann inspired kind of song. Now, in the case of Gurren Lagann, it starts out, spoilers, underground in a place, right? And then they have to go from that place to other places, right?
Yeah.
They have to basically beat the mechs that are there, which could be akin to the whole uniforms, because it's something that you get inside of, right?
Sure.
And they are able to beat them because they get their hands on one of them because of an underground place that they stumble into and all that. So there's that, and then but if that's the case, and with the manic pacing that they've had, they don't have to stay at this school.
That's also true.
They could theoretically go
could
to
maintain
other
the
places
pacing and
because
make it that crazy.
Like if they hadn't made the whole mention of the whole Nazi post-war
Right.
regime and all that stuff, I would think, okay, yeah, they're just gonna have it be at this school. But the fact that they set that up means that if they did want to go past this school, they could. They
Right.
have something beyond.
Yeah, I also think that they set up enough characters, like enough characters in the initial cast,
Yeah.
but surprisingly, they all are on the bad guys' side.
Yeah,
Now,
Mako
here's-
is the only normal person that
Well,
we've
and the
really
teacher.
seen.
The teacher.
Yes, right.
But the thing is that I can't see this going actually Gurren Lagann, where they end up just acquiring more and more friends along the way, unless they end up turning the bad guys to their
Into
side.
friends?
And the thing is that
Sure.
when I think about what kind of this show feels like, it feels like something where I don't know if they will have the time to delve into characters' hearts being changed by the main character or characters. But
they could.
If
They
they
totally
do,
could.
if they do, yes, if they do, I think that this is a contender for a Gurren Lagann style epic journey.
Because what this feels
epic
like is
journey.
basically like a femme fatale Gurren Lagann that's a bit crazier. Like,
Well, that's just so simplifying.
no. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be different and all that stuff. But from what we've seen so far, that's what I'm getting.
Okay.
And okay, my mind is kind of going blank here, but this show just oozes hype, right?
It oozes hype and style.
hype.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Okay, with the pace that they had for this episode, right? The natural question that comes to mind is, will they be able to maintain this, right? Because this is a 2-core show. I would also say no.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. One of the things that you could potentially use a fast pace like this is to give contrast to the slower moments. If they did want to do something about changing hearts of, people at the school or, or whatever,
Yeah.
she starts leading some uprising against,
that's totally what this is going to be.
Yeah. Because
Mako is the first recruit. Like,
and she's the hype person.
Well, Mako
is the speedwagon.
Mako is already in some ways best girl in this story because, like, she cares so much about the main character that it's almost a bit silly.
Right, but they just brush that under the rug because they're like, yeah, we need to set this up so we can do awesome stuff, so just go with it.
But it also means, actually, this is something I think is actually a little sad, is that it also means that if they wanted to, this would be the perfect character to kill off around episode 8, 11, or 10, or in that area or something like that.
Possibly, but you don't kill off best girl. Like that's. I mean, okay, no.
I don't know, Jacob.
But
I don't know.
Okay, but
we'll have to see.
But with the whole thing of the fast pace and all that stuff, that means because okay. If they ever have moments where it's like a quiet moment with the character where they are, say, having some moment of like, okay, like and it's a question of like, are they going to join the revolution, right?
Yes.
Then you would notice that like crazy, because it would practically be like the emergency brake has just been pulled, right?
Oh, sure.
And for all intensive purposes, everything comes to a grinding halt. Yeah.
So I kind of want that to happen once we've been introduced to all the characters. And I think that them not introducing really the teacher yet is kind of the one thing that they need to fix in episode 2. Is that he will probably get introduced, and why he decided to let Ryuko in on this whole secret thing with this this suit or this uniform Ultima thing.
Yeah.
Which probably, this is something that I'm curious about.
It was probably her dad's, and he wore it at one point.
Probably her dad's, but also, here's something a little bit weird. A little bit weird of a theory.
Right.
There is a possibility that the reason why this one talks is because animes are all about fusions, right? This outfit kind of is all that's left of her dad.
Well, then that would be a very awkward first reunion with...
I like the idea of it being more of a, like...
More of a something else?
More of its own creature,
that's actually,
basically.
Okay, that's actually how we could basically be increasing the cast. Because if we think of the cast as only being Ryuko and Mako right now, more or less, they still would have the teacher to introduce and potentially the uniform itself.
Yeah, the uniform itself is already a character,
right?
But the thing is, we don't know if it's tied at all actually to the dad.
Yeah, and
other than being just probably something that he used at some point.
But what was it? Do you know the whole the thing we were talking about whether like Ryuko is going to have like moments where she's like helping like turn people at the school to join her cause and all that stuff?
Right.
Because I think that's going to happen. But
with
I think
the boot snap and the microphone spins up into her hand,
like,
I was just like,
okay,
lead a revolution, girl, do it, do it.
Here's the other thing. That is like, I feel like that is a straight callback to Kamina doing that with the katana. You know.
Very possible.
I'm just saying. But I feel like the lingering moments, they'll actually be even better used with Ryuko.
Oh, true.
Because don't lose your way, right?
Yeah. She's alone right now.
She's alone, more or less.
Except for now, this weird outfit thing.
Right, and Mako.
Maybe Mako.
Yeah, but I get the feeling there's going to be at least one point where Ryuko does lose her way.
Well,
right.
Of course,
you know,
of course,
because that way it'll be the ample time for the song to be played, you know, and it'll just be awesome. But because of that, I am really excited to see what they do as far as the directing choices and stuff for bringing attention to those moments and really making them hit deep and sink in by giving them time.
Yeah. This is a 25 episode show?
Yeah, 24 or 25, something like that.
Okay, cool. Then I definitely see there being a point where the pacing slows down intentionally, and this first episode and maybe the episode after it will probably be a representation of how fast they can take it, but not how fast they're going to take it for the majority of the show.
Sure.
Because you just covered way too much ground. And also, it's an expensive episode.
Yeah.
This animation. Guys, this is animation. Yes, the drawings and stuff are ridiculous and goofy. But
wonderful.
Who cares when it's animated this wondrously?
Okay, and as far as like the again, visual storytelling that they do, like even just the whole thing of her chucking Ryuko chucking the body, the beaten guy at Satsuki, and then everyone else being like, no, stop. They form a wall, and then there's the Ira guy behind it, to like take the blood splatter. Yeah. And then that little bit gets past and gets on her cheek, and they're all just like like they've drilled this, they've practiced this, they have this down to a T, and they have failed.
Well, also, this is something that's very interesting by bringing this whole thing up as realizing that the only reason they have their uniforms is because of the value that Satsuki deems upon them. If she ever just decides to rid her good graces from their profile or whatever that she has on some spreadsheet somewhere, she's like,
she gives them a bad grade.
Yeah, basically.
Merit.
She just removes their uniforms and their whole reason for really having purpose in this society.
But here's the thing. I'm getting a real Red Rising vibe here.
Well, yeah.
So Satsuki will probably end up taking a ton of uniforms away from people because they're failing to solve the Ryuko problem, right?
Oh, I could see her being maybe a little bit more devious than that. Not so Darth Vader choking out all the people that fail.
But if that does happen, then those are basically potentially automatic recruits for Ryuko's army.
True. True.
I mean,
that's a good point.
Just saying.
It could be kind of that Azula thing where it's the thing of it being lonely at the top, and you end up pushing away all the people that actually want to serve you, but because they want to serve you out of fear. Her little speech, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
She said, fear is freedom.
Right.
Control is liberty. And something else.
Because again, it was going so fast.
But the thing is that it's the kind of thing of saying what a person believes, but when a person believes a lie, you're revealing their failings as a character,
or possibly their own insecurities.
There's that. Also, that they might be trying to convince themselves that this is true. But they haven't
long
done it
ago
yet.
They had to, and
well, I like the idea of a character that's an antagonist, but also on their own progression as well.
Okay,
if you have an antagonist fully realized, just they're static. It's one of the most boring things,
or at least it can be a lot of the time, and most of the time it is.
Most of the time it is.
And
because I wasn't done yet.
Okay,
basically that once we get to see more Satsuki story. And stuff. I would like to see her being swayed a little bit by Ryuko's kind of new wave, so to speak. Her like, this is the way things should be done. And she looks at this as being like, no, you're stupid, you're young, you're naive. And it's kind of the typical, like, older, younger kind of revolution thing.
Sure.
But on some level, like, I kind of want them to, like, I don't know. I
Well, yeah. I think I know what you're saying. You basically, so you want an excuse for them to be able to actually team up at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the thing.
If they each have you know where I'm going with this, right?
No, this is the thing. They showed a red like scissor half, thing, and a blue scissor half. Now,
they show blue?
Yeah, that was the color of the one that the person had that was running away. The person that apparently killed her dad. It was very fast.
Oh, I thought it was all in shadow.
No, they had color.
If they had color and it was blue, I'm now going to be very curious as to what shade of blue. Like, what shade of blue was it?
It was blue?
No, tell me. What shade of blue was it?
Like a dark-ish medium blue?
Come on, be specific. Is it?
It was like 2 frames.
Royal blue, navy blue, water kind of sky blue.
No, not sky blue. No.
Okay, so nothing even close to like.
But not navy blue. Not that dark. Navy blue's.
So you're meaning
pretty dark.
Okay, so you're meaning like kind of middle ground.
Yeah, kind of like what I said.
Okay.
But the thing is that the way that they use the red scissor half for fighting, that Ryoko uses it. I totally see how they do it, right? Like it's cool. The whole thing of like spinning it and all that stuff, awesome, love it. But like, you wouldn't be able to have cool looking fights if you actually like got two of them and like joined them together again. Or you'd have to be really creative with it. I just don't see how that would work. So what seems to make more sense is that you have either one person holding both of them, or two people each holding one of them. And
That part.
and I mean, I'm just saying.
I think it's also a good idea to have them clash.
Oh,
More so than
absolutely,
actually
yeah.
having them team up.
Uh-huh.
Because
Well, yeah, because otherwise there's no point into the teaming up. There's no payoff for it. It's just it is what it is.
no, it would be then Satsuki seeing Ryuko's side of things, and they would I don't think you saw exactly what I was talking about here, was that they put their things together in unison, basically in unity, and they
gotcha.
hold them up cross,
Nice.
and then they form the scissors, basically.
Right,
And it's a symbolism thing, and they're at the top of the pyramid, and the light's shining, and
Sure.
everyone's screaming, and it's like, whoa, yeah!
Right, and then you just need to bring in some sort of anti-spiral, whatever thing for them to fight at that point.
No, I was saying that could happen at the very end, too.
Oh, sure.
Like, you could have that on the way to the end too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think having some kind of anti-spiral thing would be very Gurren Lagann-esque to do. But also you could have this at the very end, and that could be maybe what the story was kind of all about.
Sure, and that would give a lot of reasoning to have those slower moments across the course of the show, because you're wanting to show them slowly changing and all that stuff.
Right.
Both of them, not just Satsuki. If they, assuming this whole headcanon of them teaming up does actually happen.
I really like just the idea of them getting closer. And when I say getting closer, I'm meaning that their plot progressions gradually move towards each other. And look at this. It's like they would cross and be like scissors at some point. I'm saying there's all kinds of really weird imagery that is coming and flashing to my mind about how this story concludes.
Right.
Just in the way that they've set up this started from the bottom, started from the top, and they're going to, it just works. It just works.
I feel like this is something
so crazy. I love it.
I feel like this is something where, in the same way that Gurren Lagann did a lot of different things with the whole idea of the drill.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
like they it wasn't at all like brought up in a lot of different conversations in the show, right?
Right.
And used as metaphors to like not just dick
that.
metaphors, but for other things as well, and growing as a person and all that stuff. If in the case of, say, scissors, if there were any metaphor to be gotten there that again is not sexual, then what you would want is the idea that two things that are opposite,
Right.
that
Intersect.
are stronger together, right?
Yeah, and intersect at some point.
Yeah.
So there needs to be conflict.
Right.
There needs to be actual points where their ideals, their goals, their person, their ways cross paths.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if it's fated because, scissors are meant to be.
Right.
Yeah. I did not see the blue scissors thing that you're talking
didn't?
about. No. I feel like I was just overloaded with information this whole episode that I missed a whole lot of things.
Like I didn't notice at
background.
all the whole voice tonal thing that you were talking about.
Well, that's an intuition thing. Like, I feel like there were things where it was done literally, but there were other parts where it was just like, oh, there's a vibe I'm getting here. And I don't know why I got that vibe, but I feel like if I get to hear more characters' voices, basic characters that aren't Ryuko or Mako or Satsuki or
Or Ira.
or basically anyone involved with the hierarchy of the school.
Okay.
I want to hear regular people voices, like the kids and stuff, but I want to hear them from like a bunch of them, and
like actual students and stuff.
Yeah,
I get the feeling that might be a bit more rare.
Well, I just want to hear them.
Gotcha.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm being just weird and being like, oh, there's dots, there's connected. It all makes sense, guys.
Yeah, watch.
But
people are going to be like, oh my god, they're so far off. They don't even know.
Well, I'm probably far off with that. I don't think we're far off with literally anything to do with the Satsuki, Ryuko thing. Like there's too many visual
Yeah,
storytelling
like,
cues
there-
that
there-
you're building up
there are
to
a
and
lot.
foreshadowing things that just feel like this first episode is dripping in
Yeah.
like story potential. And they
Yep.
want you to get the gist of the story in this entire episode so that you know, like, at least for the most part, what you're getting into. And that if you like this type of stuff, you will love it.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say except I love it. I love it. This is fantastic.
I want to see more Mako. I
do
want
too.
to
Mako,
hear
best girl.
that song again. I want to
Those are both
just
probably
see
happening.
more badass fights.
That's
again.
probably happening too.
Probably happening. I want to see more from these mystery characters that are sort of set up but not really shown much with.
Oh, we will.
Like,
will.
yeah, we're going to. But
Anything
and
you don't think's gonna happen, but you still want.
the pacing of this episode maintained throughout the entire show. Like, I would still want the lingering moments and stuff.
If it goes
but
past episode
except
3,
those-
if it goes past episode 3 in this pace, I will be just.
yeah, I almost wonder if something like that would get exhausting because,
Yeah,
like,
it would.
The amount of energy of just like I need to watch an episode. It's only 20 minutes long, but okay, all right, where's everything? Okay,
But guys, this is a fantastic first episode. Thank you so
yeah.
much for
Oh, yeah.
recommending this show to us. We're really glad that we're here watching it.
Yep.
If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there if this doesn't get blocked, of course. And if you do any level of Patreon support, you get access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories, about non-spoilery Kill la Kill stuff, about the new events things that we're going to be hosting there pretty soon. Yeah, anything else like that. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.